Southland Weather. The Norwegian search and rescue teams said the weather in the area had been challenging.
The training exercise was unrelated to the invasion of Ukraine. Attorney General Rob Bonta has sent a letter to oil refineries warning them against using the war in Ukraine to raise gas prices. KFI's Blake Trolley says he's also calling on them to be diligent.
The Attorney General has asked the companies to keep an eye out and report if they see companies taking advantage of the situation and illegally manipulating the market. He says his office is watching the market and will take action if it sees foul play.
The Attorney General says he's already taken action against 2 companies for illegally raising prices after a 2015 refinery explosion in Torrance. Cops say crime tourism has come to Southern California.
Ventura County Sheriff's Commander Eric Bouchot says criminals are coming up from South America to specifically hit high-end homes.
These homes backed up to open space. So these are homes that back up to golf courses or open trail areas or undeveloped hillsides, that kind of thing.
Bouchot says these 4-man crews are sophisticated and trained to go after jewelry and other items, mostly on a home's second story.
90% of these crimes have been committed in Thousand Oaks. And then we've had a scattering of homes targeted in Camarillo, Moore Park, and other places as well.
He says most of the criminals are coming up from Chile and quickly sell the items or send them home. Steve Gregory, Kfi News.
And the number of people crossing the border into the U.S. illegally has skyrocketed.
New numbers from the federal government show illegal immigration in February was 63% higher than the same time last year. Former ICE agent Victor Avila says there's good reason to believe those numbers will go a lot higher. He says it'll happen if rumors are true the Biden administration plans to lift a Trump-era public health rule. The rule, known as Title 42, allowed Customs and Border Patrol agents to immediately deport most asylum seekers because of COVID-19. Last month, 55% of all illegal immigrants caught crossing the border were expelled because of Title 42. Amy King, KFI News.
Well, a $100 million high-tech healthcare overhaul will allow almost 900,000 people in Orange County to get same-day authorizations for procedures.
It is more than just convenience. Cal Optima Board Chair OC Supervisor Andrew Doe says by 2027, new cloud technology will allow immediate data sharing and provider claims paid in real time, so more doctors join the network.
The more choices people have, then the more they access the care.
He says the upgrades will also allow homeless, mental health, and addiction services to be integrated so medical issues don't go untreated, draining emergency resources and costing lives.
Taking care of people so that way their health doesn't get worse.
At Cal Optima in Orange, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
The LA Zoo has been certified by a nonprofit as an inclusive place for people with sensory regulation challenges or sensory needs. Visitors to the zoo can get noise-canceling headphones, fidget tools, verbal cue cards, and weighted lap pads to help them enjoy the experience with animals. Netflix has plans to create a scripted series about U2. J.J. Abrams has signed on as executive producer. U2 formed in 1976 and has put out 14 studio albums. Now taking a look at KFI traffic, we've got some road work on the 60.
In Ontario, eastbound side of the 60, Euclid to Grove, it's the carpool, and left lane's taken away there. You're backed up starting around Central. Through Riverside, Caltrans getting underway there. 91 eastbound Adams to Van Buren, it's the right lane shut down, and you are seeing a backup as you approach the closure. Then through Costa Mesa 405, southbound just past Harbor. They just cleared the crash from the carpool and 3 left lanes. The driver covering from the Euclid. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robert Tabucky.
Do you need a new appliance here in 2022? Well, this is what you're up against. Serious COVID supply chain delays and price increases. Some brands have gone up 20% or more, and you probably will be waiting 8 months or more for delivery if they don't have it in stock. And that is why I suggest that you do what Tina and I do. We shop for our clients at WDC Kitchen and Bath Center. They saw this coming. They secured $25 million of inventory before the recent price jumps, before the supply line shut down. So right now, high prices, long delays, everywhere else, WDC probably has what you need in stock. And for free delivery for purchases over $5.99. And here's what you want to hear. Next day delivery to LA, Ventura, and Santa Barbara counties. You can check inventory in real time right on the WDC website. So, at times like these, you need more than just an appliance store. You need the experts that we have trusted for years, WDC. To find the WDC nearest you, go to WDCappliances.com, WDC Appliances. kfi.com.
The word is out. People are abandoning their overpriced wireless carriers and flocking to Pure Talk for the same 5G coverage, but at a fraction of the price. In fact, the average family saves over $800 a year when switching from Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. And switching is so easy. You can keep your phone, keep your number, or get huge discounts on the latest iPhones and Androids. Right now, you can get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data for just $30 a month. Or if you still want unlimited data, you can get that and still save a fortune. So make the switch and get the same coverage as the big guys, but at half the price. Get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data for just $30 a month. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say, switch now. And you'll save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 and say, switch now. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dialed text message from Pure Talk.
Southland weather from KFI. Cloudy in the morning, then partly cloudy by the afternoon. Low to mid 60s at the beaches, upper 60s to low 70s in Metro LA and OC. Upper 60s in the inland valleys and low to mid 70s in the Inland Empire. There's about a 50% chance of rain tonight, sunny tomorrow afternoon. Right now it's 57 degrees in Irvine, 57 in Fountain Valley, 55 in Culver City, and 55 in Inglewood. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Brian Berman. AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. You are listening to Home. There are so many covers of our theme music. I am Dean Sharp, the House Whisperer, custom home builder, custom home designer, here with you live like I am every weekend. Saturday mornings from 6 to 8, Sundays from 9 to 11. Welcome to the second hour of our fine program. The light is in the sky. It is just after 7 o'clock on this Saturday morning, March 19th. I had to literally look at the calendar to figure out what day it was. I knew it was Saturday. I knew. What are we here about? I'm here to help you out, to be an advocate for you as you wrestle with construction issues on your home, a design mentor, and a friend, helping you build yourself a more beautiful home, hopefully a more beautiful life, and to do it more affordably and more artfully than you ever imagined. We're having a conversation this weekend about essential gardening truths, no matter where you live, but especially they apply here in Southern California. But if you're listening across this great land of ours, stay tuned. You're going to learn some things, find some stuff out that you need to know as well. All right. I give that national disclaimer, and now I'm going to speak specifically to Southern California again. So hopefully everybody just finds it interesting. The second item on our essential gardening truths list is, listen to me now, oh my gosh, talk about one that gets me upset. The greater Los Angeles and Orange County Basin is not a desert. Not a desert. Okay? I hear people say all the time, well, you know, we're just going to get rid of the lawn, we're going to put out the gravel and the rocks and plant a couple of cacti, and we'll be done with it. And, you know, we're fully agreeing with Mother Nature. No, you're not. It's not that we don't have cacti in certain locations here in Southern California. There's cactus. There's cactus not far from my home in some of the hills. But again, microclimates, my friend. Microclimates. So just so you know, can we just finally put this myth to rest? SoCal is a Mediterranean climate, or more specifically, a Mediterranean coastal sage and chaparral environment. Okay, that's technically the term. So we are more like southern Italy on the northern Mediterranean, coastline there, or Greece, Athens, Greece. We have a Mediterranean climate here in SoCal. It is not a desert, not as and again, microclimates. Are there desert areas in Southern California? Yes, there are. There are also coastal areas. There are also deep, shady canyons. There are also verdant hillsides. So, again, one description is not going to cover everything. And if you take anything away from our conversation this weekend, I want you to take away the fact that you have power to control what the climate is on your property to a greater and lesser degrees, okay? SoCal has numerous microclimates within it, including my yard. But on the subject of desert, if we keep on the way we're going, we're going to get there. It's going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy, and we will be a desert. If we keep eliminating plants, if we keep paving, if we keep using artificial turf, and desertifying residential yards, we'll be a desert before you know it, because it actually is in our hands to do. All right. Number 3, water belongs in one place, at the roots of our plants, not in the air and not in the soil. Okay? And I'm not talking about natural water processes, as I was saying, plants cooling the air through vapor and evaporative cooling. I'm talking about the water that we use on our property. Water should be delivered as close to plant roots as possible. We're talking about your irrigation water. Water can evaporate in the air very quickly. It can be blown away by the wind. It can run off on the surface. And this is why it's so important the way we design our gardens, okay? First of all, and we're going to get into this as we go along, with the exception of areas of turf, and I notice I didn't say grass, but you can take it as grass if that's what the turf you're most familiar with. But in areas of turf, lawns, this is the only area these days that I allow our landscapers to install sprinkler heads. And a specific kind of sprinkler head, not an old-fashioned traditional spray head that creates a fine mist, but an actual sprinkler head that shoots out fingers of water, concentrated water, throughout. And there are very, very important reasons why. Traditional sprinklers lose 25 to 50% of their water into the air. It gets blown away by the wind. It evaporates as it becomes mist. And so we don't want that. We want the water coming out of the sprinkler, we want it hitting the yard, and we want it soaking in and staying where it belongs. And that is why drip irrigation, micro drip irrigation, is such an important topic. We will go there and so many more places when we return. We're talking essential gardening truths that every homeowner and owner of a piece of property or land needs to know. I'm so glad you joined me this morning. So much more to come. Brian Berumen has the news.
Well, Russia is claiming that a strike to an ammunition warehouse in Ukraine is the first combat use of a new type of missile that flies at 10 times the speed of sound. That hasn't been confirmed yet. Surveys show many parents still have not returned to work with the pandemic easing because of a shortage of after-school care they need for their kids. And 45 people have been cited for operating a vehicle without a license or with a suspended or revoked license in a DUI checkpoint in Pomona last night. Now we're going to have a look at traffic next with some trouble on the 710.
If you have arrived at the place where it is time to remodel your kitchen, that is fantastic. But here's the thing. I do not want you making the old mistakes that they made in that kitchen that you're tearing out. And I don't want you making all new ones yourself. So what do you need? You need the advice and the insight and the creativity of an expert kitchen designer. You need to take the kitchen store up on their offer for a totally free in-showroom consult with one of their expert kitchen designers. They are right off the 405 in Culver City. For more than 50 years, the Kitchen Store is the best place for kitchen cabinets in all of Southern California. They have a state-of-the-art cabinet design showroom with every accessory, every feature, everything for you to play with, touch, examine, explore, figure out what's going into that new kitchen and what you're going to leave on the table. State-of-the-art computer design, same as cash financing, no payments, no interest for a full year, and pricing that will beat the big boxes. So start your new kitchen right. Set up a free consult by dialing 310-KITCHEN. That's 310-KITCHEN, and check them out on the web at 310kitchen.com.
Taking a look at KFI traffic, we've got a crash on the 710.
In East LA, the 710 North transition to the 60 East, partially blocked by a crash. Watch for some sudden delays along the main line approaching the interchange. In West Covina on the eastbound side of the 10, Sunset Avenue to Azusa Avenue, 3 right lanes closed by Caltrans until around midnight on Sunday. And in Ontario, 60 eastbound Euclid to Vineyard, it's the carpool and left lane shut down by Caltrans. That's got you back to starting around Mountain. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robert Zabucky.
This report is sponsored by WaterHeatersOnly.com. Need a new water heater? Water Heaters Only, with over 54 years in business, offers low prices, quality same-day service, and 0% deferred interest financing. Visit WaterHeatersOnly.com. That's WaterHeatersOnly.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, speaking of water heaters only, you might not think about your water heater very often, but you certainly do if it's not working, because there's nothing worse than getting ready to relax in a hot shower and then you step into an ice cold one. So if that's you, you need to call Water Heaters Only. Water Heaters Only has been replacing water heaters and getting the job done right since 1968. When you need a new water heater, they're the only ones you need to call, because they're honest and they're reliable and they know everything there is to know about water heaters. They also offer same-day service, the best products, and the lowest prices around. For a limited time, you get 0% interest on a new water heater for 12 months. So call the company that does water heaters only. Visit waterheatersonly.com. Get a new water heater with 0 interest. Terms and conditions apply. Waterheatersonly.com. Waterheatersonly.com.
This report is sponsored by WaterHeatersOnly.com.
Americans don't trust big media. The source you can trust is Newsmax. Find it on all major cable systems or download the free Newsmax app on your phone. Millions are watching Newsmax and the Newsmax team with Rob Finnerty, Eric Bowling, Sean Spicer and Lindsay Keith, Greg Kelly, Stinchfield and Rob Schmidt. Plus weekends with Huckabee, Diamond and Silk, Gorka and Wendy Bell. 20 million people have made the switch to Newsmax. Try it. You may never go back.
This is your moment. The moment to perfect the delicate art of swaddling. The moment for bonding time, family time, and a little tummy time. The moment to remember that these are the moments that matter. If you're a new mother welcoming a baby into your family, paid family leave can provide you up to 8 weeks of partial wage replacement. This is your moment. Take it. To learn more, visit CaliforniaPaidFamilyLeave.com. Moments matter.
Family-owned Catalina Paints, founded in 1966, and then has since become one of the largest distributors of Benjamin Moore paint in the region. And now Catalina is announcing the grand opening of another new location, this one in Camarillo at 2124 Ventura Boulevard. So get on down to the Camarillo grand opening celebration on April 2nd between 10 and 1 p.m. Catalina purchased this store. They created a new color room. Now it's time to celebrate with free food and fun and deals. For more details, go to CatalinaPaintStore.com. That's CatalinaPaintStore.com.
Do you want out of your house for whatever reason? Maybe you're moving or downsizing, there are financial issues, maybe you inherited it.
Selling a home usually means hours of painting and cleaning and staging. But what if you could sell your home for a fair price without any of that hassle? The buyer never had to walk through your home. You could sell it without an appraisal, no commissions, no fees.
What if you could get paid in cash and get it done fast, like in 10 days or less? This is exactly what DirectBuyers.com will do.
DirectBuyers.com is a local family-owned business. They've been around since the mid-'80s. We've talked with the owners, Janet and Matt. Wonderful people, They care about their clients.
You don't want to go to a national call center. These are the people we trust. Do not sell your home until you talk to directbuyers.com. See what they can offer you. They will give you an honest, no obligation offer. They can even get you $15,000 cash advance before closing to help with your move.
They're not going to lowball you. Go to directbuyers.com. Directbuyers.com. 844-242-SELL. That's 844-242-SELL. Directbuyers.com.
Go big or go home. Get the RV of your dreams at the Big RV Show, only at Mike Thompson's RV. A sale so big, we opened it to all empty RV locations. On now through March 20th, make memories in your home away from home in an amazing RV, only at Mike Thompson's RV's Big RV Show. MikeThompson.com.
Exergen would like to say thank you. Exergen thanks all the frontline workers who sacrificed their lives over the last 2 years. Exergen thanks you all for following the guidelines to keep us all safe. Exergen thanks you all for listening to their advice to stay vigilant by taking your temperature twice daily with Exergen temporal scanner thermometers. Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature because you've listened. Thank you from Exergen.
The True Crime Podcast, What Happened to Sandy Beale, investigates the alarming death of a young woman who dreamed of a career in law enforcement. Journalist Melissa Jeltsin untangles the mystery at the heart of the investigation, revealing a troubling pattern by officials close to the case.
I didn't take any of that crap because I could tell that they were hiding something.
Listen to What Happened to Sandy Beale on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Prices for food are still up. I don't see them going down anytime soon. My wife and I calculated for us, it's been up 25 to 30% grocery, which is a lot.
The Fork Report with Neil Saavedra this afternoon at 2 on KFI AM 640.
More stimulating talk.
Dean Sharp, the House Whisperer, at your service. So glad you joined me this morning. Hey, you know what? In a couple of minutes, we're going to go back to the phones, see if we can't answer a couple of more calls before we return to our conversation for the weekend, which is essential gardening truths, 12 essential gardening truths, to be specific, that everybody needs to know, especially if you live here in Southern California. We'll get back to that in just a bit. But before we go to the phones, time for this.
It's time for another House Call with Dean Sharp, the House Whisperer.
Today's house call brought to you by WDC Kitchen and Bath Center. I thought I would take a second and talk to you about shower drains. Some of you are remodeling your bathrooms and you're wondering, okay, wait a second. There's more than just one kind of shower drain out there, isn't there? How many are there, Dean? Well, there are essentially, if we had to boil it down, 3 types. There's the center drain, that's the traditional drain. There are linear drains, which go up against one of the walls of the shower. And now there are even in-wall drains, which you can't even see. It's a slot at the bottom of one of the shower walls. Both the center and the linear drains can be either open grate, where you actually see the metal, or a tile-in, where you can drop tiles into the grates and they virtually disappear. The big advantage of a linear drain is that it can enable, in an aging-in-place access situation, easy access for a wheelchair or a walker or anything like that, because you don't have to create a bowl shape for the floor around a central drain. The entire floor is sloped, but it's sloped in one flat surface. So it makes it really, really easy to slide into and slide out of. And on top of all that, they just look sexy as hell. Anyway, these are the 3 drains you should investigate before you commit to having that shower rebuilt, so you know which one you want to be using in your own shower. And of course, you can find every shower drain imaginable at your local WDC Kitchen and Bath Center. There you go. Shower drains. You know, every week I sit here and I'm like, what's the house call going to be this week? And I have this brief moment of, am I running out of stuff to talk about? No, of course not. There are so many details, so many important details as we go along. All right. Let's go back to the phones, find out what's going on with you and your home, and then we'll go back to our list of essential gardening truths. To the phones, Joel, welcome home.
Good morning, Dean. Beautiful morning right here in SoCal. I'm loving your garden talk. I own a piece of land right here in SoCal, and I'm currently having some house plans drawn up. I'd like to do an owner-builder project, but the problem is I need the bank's help. So, they want the middleman, they want the contractor. Is there any way to get like a contractor to do minimal work, maybe just guidance along the project or something? I know I've seen things like that online, but
yeah, it's Joel's a kind of a sketchy situation. You'll hear it talked about sometimes, like, hey, you can rent my license, and I'll officially be your contractor, but you essentially stay the owner builder. I'll tell you right now, the banks they really don't go for that, and you get yourself into some hot water doing it that way. So if there is a construction loan needed in place, then you're going to have to find yourself the right contractor that you trust, who's actually going to take responsibility for seeing it, because that's what the bank is looking for. What they are looking for is somebody with a general contracting license to take responsibility for this build. If they were just okay with trusting that anybody, including you, was going to put in the quality work and the homework to do the job right, then they wouldn't have that requirement. But the bank is looking for that. Now, I'm not saying that necessarily should be the policy at the bank. If I was a banker, I would probably have a different approach to this, given my understanding of the construction industry. But yes, you can make the argument, Dean, you are not a banker, and there's a really good reason why you're not a banker. So I'm not going to get into their world, and I'm going to ask them not to get into mine as well. But yeah, when you are going to a bank to get financing for a house and they're looking for a general, your best bet is to just be right up front and say, all right, I gotta get a general contractor. It's better than not being able to build your project. That's the point. Yes, you'll spend more of that money on general contracting fees and their profit margins and so on. It could also save a lot of money by avoiding some mistakes and errors along the way. And, you don't get the money unless you get the contractor. Don't go for the hey, bud, I'll rent you my license thing. I'll be the contractor on paper. That kind of thing, it's sketchy, and it's not something that I would recommend. Joel, good luck on your project, buddy. Do we have time for no, we're up against the clock. All right. When we return, we will dive back into our list of essential gardening truths that everybody needs to understand and live by. Your home with Dean Sharp, the House Whisperer. Brian Berruman has the news.
Well, the California Film Commission says the state's film and TV tax credit program created almost $22 billion in economic output between 2015 and 2020. It also generated more than $961 million in state and local taxes and created more than 110,000 jobs. Lieutenant Governor Eleni Kounalakis says movies and TV filmed in California are very important for the state's economy.
That is why we have to work so hard to invest in the film industry in our state.
And the commission says film-related tourism is up. Well, California Republican Representative Kevin McCarthy says Democrats are causing the rise in gas prices, not the oil and gas industry.
We warned anti-energy policies would lead to higher gas prices. Democrats have responded with excuses and finger-pointing and unserious solutions, as you can see from the chart. Remember when they first blamed COVID for it?
McCarthy says Democratic clean energy policies are on the wrong track, and he says Democrats should be embracing an all-of-the-above energy policy. Well, the supervisor in Ventura County is suing a candy company in San Diego over the anonymous delivery of a chocolate penis.
On the outside of the box, it said, congratulations. On the inside flap, it said, eat it.
Linda Park says she's suing the company at Your Door for failing and refusing to disclose the person responsible for the offensive and outrageous conduct. Parks told LA Magazine she believes the delivery last summer is connected to a failed recall over COVID rules. At Your Door's website brags it can send a chocolate in the mail anytime, anywhere, to anyone anonymously. Park says the package crossed the line from free speech to threatening a public official with implied sexual violence. No public reply yet from At Your Door. Steve Gregory, Kfi News.
Steve Gregory. Taking a look at Kfi Traffic, we've got a crash on the 710.
In East LA, the 710 north transition to the 60 east, partially blocked there by a crash, and stacking you up along the main line of the 710 as you approach the interchange in West Covina, eastbound side of the 10, Sunset Avenue to Azusa. 3 right lanes closed by Caltrans until Sunday night around midnight. Ontario on the eastbound side, and make it the westbound side of the 10, Vineyard to Central. 3 right lanes there, shut down by Caltrans as well. And then through Ontario on the 60 eastbound, Euclid to Vineyard, carpool, and left lane out of commission due to roadwork. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robert Dubucky.
You know, when you hear me say there are only 2 kinds of solar companies out there, Sunlux and everybody else, I'm really not kidding around. Neither is Tesla. Yeah, Tesla. They, for the first time just recently, whether you knew this or not, had just opened up their entire residential solar ecosystem to just a handful of trusted companies. And guess who Tesla selected for Southern California? Sunlux. Sunlux and Tesla, they go together. Tesla panels, the low-profile mounting system, genius, and the world's most sought-after solar component, the Tesla Powerwall battery. Any solar company, by the way, can order them for you, but Sunlux can actually get them for you. It all amounts to the most advanced solar in the industry, and it's waiting for you at Sunlux. You know what? There really are only 2 kinds of solar companies out there, Sunlux and everyone else. Get the whole Tesla solar ecosystem, including real Powerwall batteries at sunlux.com. That's sunlux.com. CSLB 1008374.
Southland weather from KFI. Cloudy this morning, then partly cloudy by the afternoon. Low to mid 60s at the beaches, upper 60s to low 70s in Metro LA and OC. Upper 60s in the inland valleys and low to mid 70s in the Inland Empire. Chance of rain tonight. Wheelie Local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Brian Berubin.
This is Jacob Emrani. If you've been in an accident, call 844-24-JACOB.
Hey, it's Dean Sharp. The Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA, guarantees equal access for the disabled as a constitutional right. The problem is, even though it's been the law of the land since 1990, most brick-and-mortar businesses and commercial properties and multi-unit dwellings are still not in compliance. Your property or place of business without a CASP certification is a lawsuit waiting to happen. And if you think, it's not a big deal, you should know that California leads the country in ADA lawsuits. So what do? You call RCOR. RCOR will identify your ADA deficiencies and show you the path to the certification you need to minimize your exposure. One ADA lawsuit can break you. Get out in front of liability with ADA certification from RCOR. Call RCOR toll-free at 866-613-2519. That's 866-613-2519, or go to adagurus.com.
Tax season is a dangerous time for your identity. All of your personal information is in one place, exposed to identity thieves. Tax forms can be like one-stop shop for ID thieves. Criminals use that personal information to file fraudulent tax returns in your name or open credit card accounts, even commit crimes in your name. And it's dangerously easy to steal your identity. So protection against identity theft is important, and I'm going to suggest LifeLock by Norton. And I've been a customer for years. LifeLock helps monitor your information, alerts you to potential identity threats, and if you become a victim, they will work to fix it during tax season and beyond. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor every transaction, every business, but LifeLock is protection. Save up to 25% off your first year. Call 800-LifeLock or visit lifelock.com, promo code handle, lifelock.com or 800-LifeLock, promo code handle.
Kfi AM 640, more stimulating talk.
640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Your home with Dean Sharp, the House Whisperer. That's me. Good Saturday morning to you. Just a little bit after 7:30. We're having some fun here. We're talking about the 12 essential gardening foods that everybody needs to know. It's a topic that I'm covering all weekend long, so we're not getting to all of them today. We will finish this list tomorrow. Don't miss tomorrow's show for the grand finale, as it were. We'll be back tomorrow live from 9 to 11. And then, of course, if you have to miss any of our shows ever, catch us on the podcast. Every single episode that we've ever done has been converted to podcast form. It's there. The House Whisperer podcast on the iHeartRadio app, of course, and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Just search for Home with Dean Sharp and Gabon. There it is. Hundreds of episodes, all commercial free. You can listen to it day or night, anytime you want, wherever you are on the planet.